Congressman Eric Swalwell from the San Francisco Bay Area was given an opportunity to apologize for the last 2 years of his conspiracy theories, accusing President Trump of being a secret Russian agent. And here's how that went.
And you said even in January on MSNBC when you were asked by Chris Matthews if the president is an agent of Russia, you said yes. Do you regret saying that, or do you believe that President Trump still is an agent of Russia? What do you mean by that?
He acts on their behalf. He puts their interests too often ahead of our own interests. And that, again, that affects opportunity at home. If we become more like Russia, where it's a top floor economy and only the fat cats are able to benefit and all of us just toil away and get crumbs.
Do you think he's taking orders from Vladimir Putin? When you say agent, what do you mean by that?
Well, if he wasn't taking orders, he wouldn't take the interpreter's notes. If he wasn't taking orders, he would release the report that he said he's 100% exonerated with. And so why does he act so suspiciously with Russia in ways that he doesn't act with Theresa May or Macron or Trudeau? It just, all of my experience as a prosecutor tells me something is wrong with the way that he's acting, the way that he's lying, and that we should all be concerned about.
So are you?
No, sir, there's something wrong with you. Look at what this darn Russian puppet's doing to our country. The number of Americans filing for unemployment has dropped to a 49.5-year low. Jobless claims fall to the lowest since October of 1969. Let's not forget that the liberal media predicted if Donald Trump beat Hillary Clinton in 2016 that the stock market and the entire American economy would collapse. But Hillary Clinton was given a gold rating. The day after the election, the New York Times published this article by economist Paul Krugman, who said that the economy is going to collapse. He went on to add that, quote, "We are very probably looking at a global recession with no end in sight. I suppose we could get lucky somehow, but on economics, as on everything else, a terrible thing has happened. How dare you bring so many jobs back to America? Orange man bad." Meanwhile, despite Mueller wrapping up his investigation and having the last few weeks to reflect on working for the fakest name in news, Jake Tapeworm still can't figure out what the media got wrong.
I'm not sure what you're saying the media got wrong, but the media reported what the investigation was going on. Other than the people in the media on the left, not on this network, I don't know anybody who got anything wrong. We didn't say that there was conspiracy. We said that Mueller was investigating conspiracy.
That's fine. If that's your recollection of history, that's great. Face it. Come on, the media got this wrong, Jake. It's okay. People get stuff wrong all of the time, just not at this level. But it's done now. The report is there. It's extraordinarily thorough.
Nobody on CNN got anything wrong, he says, with a straight face. I don't have time to go over the hundreds of thousands of fake news stories that CNN has published over the last few years, but one that really sticks out is when they published fake news about Anthony Scaramucci, and then 3 of their supposed journalists had to resign after they issued a retraction, including the executive editor of their investigation unit. Oh, and remember that big exclusive they had about how Donald Trump Jr. supposedly got advance warning that WikiLeaks was going to release the hacked emails. Only it turns out that they got the date wrong, and he learned about them along with the rest of us after WikiLeaks published them? Well, nobody on this network got anything wrong. In fact, I don't think there is literally a single mainstream media reporter that has apologized for what they've done over the last 2 years. Instead, they all appear to be doubling down.
Congressman, I just want to take a minute to explain why I think there was collusion and why I think these early reports from the Mueller report, which we hopefully will get confirmed next week, that the special counsel's operation believes that the Russian intelligence people manipulated Trump's campaign. And I believe here is the example of how they did it. They gave him dirt on Hillary. They sucked him in the way any intelligence operation would. Give him something, get him in the habit of using it, establish a means of working together, and all of a sudden you got a team. Now, whether that's collusion or not, it damn well is being manipulated by the Russians.
That's not collusion, Chris. That's called being given a gift with no expectation of anything being given in return. Here's former Obama speechwriter Ben Rhodes with his latest conspiracy theory.
Here's what I want to know, and I've always wanted to know this, because we were watching this in the White House at the time. And it's not just that WikiLeaks was dumping out these emails. It's that there was a surprising correlation in what Trump was saying on the campaign trail and what was in those leaks. So in other words, Trump was talking a lot about Hillary being corrupt and the corruption in the Clinton Foundation and in her operation.
Of course.
You'll remember that.
Yes.
The WikiLeaks tended to focus on those types of themes. So the emails that were being released by WikiLeaks mirrored very closely what Trump was saying on the campaign trail.
Facts? They were mirroring facts? Speaking of WikiLeaks, unfortunately, Julian Assange has been arrested and evicted from the Ecuadorian embassy in London, where he was staying for the last 7 years and is facing extradition here to the United States. The indictment makes no mention of the 2016 presidential election, or Donald Trump, or the Russians. Instead, it claims in 2010, Julian Assange conspired with Bradley Manning, now Chelsea Manning, in order to try to hack into a Defense Department database. So once again, as is the case with all indictments stemming from this witch hunt, this has literally nothing to do with the 2016 presidential election. Since the deep state couldn't put President Trump in jail, or Donald Trump Jr., or Ivanka, or Jared Kushner, it looks like they decided to settle for Julian Assange as their quest to get revenge for Hillary Clinton losing in 2016. And I thank God every day that she did, and we need to pray that Julian Assange is set free. If you guys enjoy watching my videos, go to MarkDice.com or click the link in the description below and get one of my awesome shirts, like the new Trump Thug Life t-shirt, the Free Speech Zone shirt, or any of my awesome presidential collections. All available to t-shirt, dog save any hoodie, of course, and multiple different colors as well. Your purchase helps keep this channel going, so head on over to MarkDice.com or click the link in the description below and check them out.